I never know what's going to land in my inbox, and this was one of those complete pinch me moments when pizza pilgrims asked if I would like to fly over to Naples to see how their pizza's made. So here is a whirlwind 48 hours in Naples making pizza. Pizza pilgrims are opening up their first store in Scotland, and what a way to celebrate. We arrived in Naples, got a quick change, and then headed to this rooftop with a view of Mount Vesuvius. Still can't believe this is real. Then we headed to Ristorante Europea, and we had some of the best pizza I have ever had in my life. Look at James having a great time on that tambourine. Love a sharing plate. Look at all that food. I tried some squid. It was lovely. This pasta was incredible. Then we got to watch James make his very own pizza. How long does it take to make pizza? Well, if you're James and you've been doing it for years, it takes about 3 minutes from starting to finish to having it on our table, and this was by far one of the best pizzas. And it was stunning, absolutely stunning. Now, how many pizzas did I eat on this trip, might you ask? Yes, is the answer. So many. I've never eaten so many pizzas in my life, and they were all incredible. They will never be the same again for me. €1 spritz where my nails matched the tiles. Absolutely perfect. Day 2, we got up early, had breakfast at this little place. I will link it below because there's no way I'm going to try and pronounce that. The orange juice was squeezed freshly at the bar. And then we had a game of how many Vespas am I going to get hit by? There's so many.
About to do a tour around the flour factory.
We headed to the flour mill. We got to see the elasticity of flour, all the behind the scenes. It was insane. I've never been so excited. I also tried my first espresso. I know.
Oh, it's strong. This is my first ever espresso, ever. Yep. I have not lived a life.
One shot of espresso and I was raring to go. We learned all about the history of the company, all the different types of flours that make all the different types of food, and it was incredible. I've never been so interested in flour in my life. When I tell you these guys know absolutely everything, and they were just throwing their hands into these machines. Look at that, what a skill. The machines were huge and really loud. And nothing goes to waste. Once they're finished making the flour, anything extra goes into these lovely bags and then goes to farms for the local animals. Look at those little bags jiggle. And then they're freshly packaged and off they go. Quick selfie with the team. And a little dance move from James. We headed off to another pizzeria for some lunch. Now they only had 2 or 3 on the menu, which was perfect because it meant every single one of them was excellent. And I think this might have been my favourite of the trip. Just had a little bit of garlic on it and it was stunning. Absolutely perfect. 10 out of 10, no notes. We headed down, did a little street food, and then we got to meet the man of the moment, Salvatore Caparelli, for some rum baba. It's not something I've ever had before. The rum goes into a little bath, it gets soaked with sponge, you've got to give it a squeeze, see if it pops back up, and then it gets a final rum spray, and then you just get to enjoy it. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. And then we had another little wander, picked up a couple of souvenirs for the kids before we stopped for a couple of more pizzas. Picked up some souvenirs, headed around the streets, and this gelato was insane. Absolute perfection. No matter where in the world you drop me, I will find a bookshop.
This is the sweetest little bookshop.
3 influencers trying to get selfie.
Here we go. Right, ready?
How long is the timer process? How do we know when it's done?
We made it.
We're heading out on a little boat for dinner.
Fun fact, there was no boat. But dinner was stunning. We went to Salvo, which was absolutely perfect. These little pizza donuts were one of my favourite things on the trip, and I hope somebody in Edinburgh does them.
Oh, God!
I'm just going to have to go back to Naples for some. Stop for more gelato. Cheers! And then, on the way home, we got to see the spot where the very first margarita was ever served.
Good morning. I am just about to head to meet some of the girls from the trip, and we're going to go on a little photo walk.
Then me and Rachel got up really early, around 5:30, to go and watch the sunrise. A little shot over Mount Vesuvius. It was perfect, there was barely anybody out. It was absolutely incredible and well worth getting up hours before. And this was our last day, so we had one last breakfast, a little wander around the streets. I wonder if bumped into James, who took us around all these sweet little spots. Look at those baskets. If I could have fit one in my case, I could have took one home. Just dodged the Vespa up the street again. And then we grabbed some strawberries from these lovely gentlemen. One last orange juice before we headed home. And then we caught our flight. and landed back in sunny Edinburgh. It was a whirlwind, but it was amazing, and Naples is somewhere I've never been before and I can't wait to go back.